I got myself support. I'm not alone anymore, thankfully. After all those days where I was just sitting there alone in front of my PC asking what I will do with my existence, I'm finally here to have some guy who will help me. It's Flakes, who will just come with me in a second, who's just there in a moment. But first of all, we're seeing actually Panther getting fully ripped apart by Smooya and the boys. Endpoint picking up the first in a matter of seconds. It's Mirage we're seeing at the first type of the map. And that just brings us in a situation where it starts off hot. And when we take down a look at the maps, we're starting off with Mirage, picked by Endpoint. So that is not very surprising. And fascinatingly enough, Endpoint once took a victory against Flipside on this map in the best of one. It was a different lineup with Mighty Max back in the day, but just saying, this orc has technically speaking won against Flipside. If that matters to you. I mean, if it means something to you. Now the pistols on the Panthers got to be used wisely. Bomb just been put directly in front of the face of Robin. He knows that the opponents are there besides the shots that have now been made. Dude has no chance to survive as T-Sack is getting him. And Flakes, you should write me via Discord. That's easier. Because TeamSpeak makes a noise. But you can speak to me, Ryan.
I can speak to you. Yeah.
Yes,
I
please.
hear a lot of random stuff, but I mean we are.
What do you mean with random stuff?
The feed was weird, but it's all good. I think.
Oh yeah, no, it's Gucci. They're speaking Spanish on the feed, if that is what you mean. Yes, they do.
Like, I hear some weird stuff. I don't know where it was coming
No, it's a different language.
from. I'll tell you what though, I get pumped for it because I'm a simple man. I look at the screen, I see a British team 2-0.
Oh no. Why did we have to go there? I mean, Endpoints. This is pretty much a Clash of Nations, like the Clash of Nations it is by Movie Star. Because I am German, Panthers is German, Endpoint is British. You get the idea?
Isn't this a rematch as well, right? So
But yeah, they have played in the best of one already.
Wasn't it 16-11, right?
It
The
was.
Panthers were, like super close.
It was
It came
actually.
down to one deciding round where
The
like we saw like the most godlike retake I've ever seen
Well,
from
The funny thing is,
Robin and Eccles, right?
the thing is though, super good start from Panthers it was, especially on the side when they were CT. And then Endpoints, they switched to CT gun 10 rounds in a row. Pretty much. So when it was, though, with Outlaws, it changed. The team is not 100% consistent like that at Endpoint. This is not the original roster. And, the UK team, though, leading 3-0 on their own map pick is not a big of a surprise.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. The best of three, unfortunately, is the real test, and I think that is where we are going to be looking to see some quality Counter-Strike.
Some quality Counter-Strike.
Quality Counter-Strike.
I love it. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fair. I like this though. It's so far so good. Robin and Thomas both taking up first picks. Thomas actually doubling down for a second as well, really pinning down Palace right now as he does secure both of those frags with the UMP. Still sticking by the close ramp, which is important as they have mollied it off, then followed up with the smoke as well. That's quite powerful from Endpoint, really declining a lot of map presence from Panthers.
Yeah, speaking of that, Thomas is trying his best, probably getting it. Yep, and Teddersy has no chance to survive, only High Kitty, who actually, and that is the interesting point, so insane against the first match of Endpoint because they lost 11-16 against Endpoint, but he still dropped a 33 bomb during regular playtime. That's something, if you ask me.
That's feisty is what that is. Let's be
Feisty.
Feisty. I think that's the fair.
It's a lovely word. Yeah, I mean, feisty sounds good, I guess. I don't know what kind of
You're
people.
not expecting feisty, were you? You were thinking like grotesque.
I'm honest. I don't know what feisty means. I'm
You
not.
know what feisty means?
No. How do you spell that?
Feisty is like spelling feisty. It's like F-I-E-S.
Oh, lebhaft. Okay, yeah, I got it.
I honestly have no idea what that means.
That's the German word for it.
Smooya, nice opening pick. Dealing with these pistols so far so good. Mantu does find one with a deagle for a second. Does find it. Thomas losing his head next on the chopping block. Could well be Smooya. High Kitty taking down Robin, punishing him. Nice and fast with the CZ.
That brings down only Mantu, as he still has no armor. 3 mates he has with himself. And Smooya, we know he's that kind of UK prodigy, and he plays with actually the oldest player right now together, Zach, with the Greek origin. They need to find 4, and that's where it's difficult. Teddersy is easy to get. High Kitty needs to be found early, but before they can even find a single frag, the Panthers are making it. And it's a weird kind of setup that the pistols are just making it, but Mantu, he can be a beast at some days.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And it definitely is showing as well. There was some nice opening picks. But still, we're going to have to see how this next one does play out. 4-1, of course. Endpoint really looking to shut them down here so they can kind of deliver some pain to that economy. Ted is going to be going for that early pick. Spots one with the Ur, but unable to connect.
Yeah, and the funny thing is about it, that people say, can you say something? I'm sorry, we were really quick. Can you say something, Flake? Something cool? Signature, flaky?
Signature flaky, like what?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. That's more than I needed. No, you're good. You're good. Signature flaky. That was what I was looking for. People complaining that
So
they barely can
confused.
hear you, and I'm just trying to fix it. Because the problem is the in-game volume I cannot change. That's the problem because it's live feed. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. I
Yeah,
can
you just
change.
got that little, the YouTube scroll bar, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid it. You know, I always have my mouse on the second screen and just try to avoid to put it on the other one. I just hope you'll be fine sound-wise, because otherwise I'll be very sad. But you go ahead.
It's a sad day.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Let's go,
Are you gonna give it
Flex.
to me? Oh, look at that Molly. And why am I playing off of Twitch? What? That confused me. Robin, take it. Ah, this is gonna be a long day, isn't it? I can tell already.
Ask me.
Nice little jump out. Playing off the back of site corner, Smooya, he has to do ungodly work right now for Endpoint to try and hold this site, or at least stay alive so his teammates can come support him. As they are going to be there in market, but he is still standing up on that site. Hi Kitty going to be thinking about going for the plant, trying to bait him out for a peek. Smooya gives him the fight, and just like that, you click your fingers. Panthers handed an advantage in one fell swoop, as it is just Robin. He pushes up aggressive, the perfect flash, leaving completely blind. And this is a man who's dead to rights. You're seeing it right here on your screen. It is over. Panthers, 2-4.
You know, maybe I'm lucky and I fixed it now, because OBS has a cool function called gain. So it is like faking that it's louder. And you just
Look at you getting all production technical.
yeah, I mean, of course. It's basically when it's pretty much the volume knob in your car. You just put it up. It's kind of like that. So I just found the volume
Is
knob.
that your technical description of how,
Yes.
how a volume knob in a car works? You just turn it up and it turns up.
Yeah, doesn't it work like that for you?
I mean, it does, yeah. But
That's fine to me then. I mean, that's okay. But taking a look at it, Robin, down to 14 HP, and we see Endpoint having nothing on the board and just a little bit of upgraded pistol, which can be very lethal in the close-range duels, but therefore they need to find some heads, and actually the big concrete block there in front of ECs could have made it, but dude, he will try it, and there Thomas makes it work. This is a way you can start it off if there would not be JDC directly going for the refrag. And as we see, the 4-2 will probably advance to a 4-3 if the Panthers keep on taking control against the unarmored pistols like that.
yeah, it really is working out fairly well for Endpoint, though. The amount of damage they've done is certainly useful. Taking down 2 players is arguably a bit of a win for Endpoint here. Panthers, though, still going to collect the round. Their economy, it isn't exactly totally affected when I noticed that they've got a player on 10,000 and 7,000. I mean, you see it more kind of appropriately on towards Dude.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even then, he's going to be dropped by his teammates, so it's whatever. It's a bit of a moot point, so we're going to let that go. What we're going to look at instead is the fact that Endpoint are back on the buy. They've got themselves the 4 rifles, the AWP. Now, utility is fairly low on this CT side, so they aren't going to be able to survive a fairly long, drawn-out round unless they can stick a lot of that utility until the 1 minute or even the 45-second marker. That's a real harsh ask, almost. Panthers have been grinding it out fairly early on by just using a lot of these flashes, these mollies, to force these smokes. You're seeing that already come into play here. Endpoint left with just 1 smoke now.
And this is
That's
problematic.
Well, they've got 1 molly as well. The rest is
Yeah.
flashes. That's really brutal.
Because we're still in the beginning of the round, just something around 40 seconds has passed, and this gives Panthers a good opportunity to strike anywhere they like, because if you take a look, it's over 10 grenades they still have in total on the 5 players, with that being included 4 Molotovs. But dude, he takes the right approach, comes in from behind. Aces has no time to react to this. Now it's just important to not take that angle. He takes the fight with Thomas, who takes his 0-point damage, and there comes Zach with 1, Zach with 2, Zach and with 3. Finding just a line of Panthers, and everyone is getting killed here. 5-3 for Endpoint. That was an important play by the 23-year-old Greek.
Now, by no means am I a color caster or a Counter-Strike aficionado, but in my mind there, it's actually really simple. I don't know why you repeat mid in towards ladder room.
Yeah.
Aside from to maybe gather the information, and at the same time as I don't know why you just try and plow on towards B. When you know you've baited out all the utility, because you know where they stand, you know, economically, right? You know their smokes are going to be basically all over the place. They barely have anything. especially when they haven't resmoked anything. Why not just go back into an execute somewhere, or at least something light towards B, instead of just the walkout like kind of contact play?
I can tell
where
you.
Re-peek everything.
I thought the same. I thought exactly the same because there are many reasons to not do so. Even if you peek once, why would you just try to take the duel against someone who has advantage position and massively advantage position?
Peek as well.
Yeah.
Like another concept peek, the exact same as the previous round, albeit into connector this time instead of into window, but it's still the whole idea that I'm just going to shoulder peek into your angle. Endpoint, they're capitalizing on that every single time. Robin, sure, he's 1 HP, so that is such a close battle. But it still sways over that first pick to Endpoint, and that is reminiscent of their CT side, really. Robin, again, now on towards ramp. It's all the same. You've got smokes, you've got your utility Panthers. Start using it.
Seconds, JDC wants to take the approach towards the side. Wrong timing as Muya finds him just with the back turned. And Robin is just a tap away of dying. This gives Mantu a good opportunity. Actually a UK player, but just with Polish origin. And we'll try now together with Heike to take some control off it. If there wouldn't be Smuya to find one. This time his flicks are not on point, but Heike has no further chance to survive. The double amount of rounds are now on board for Endpoint. The 10th is coming up. Panthers do not seem lost at all. They seem just, you know, this is a typical map where you realize it's not theirs, but they're not lost.
I think that's a really weird comment. I don't know what you're getting at. Like,
what do you
do
mean?
you think the Panthers are just gonna like drop the map and it's
no.
I mean,
But
we've seen 9 rounds of Counter-Strike, so we've got a lot more I think to see.
Of course.
From the T side still, especially towards this closing point. I mean, we could go and see a 9-6 for Endpoint. Panthers, all they'd have to do then to get is 3 more. Especially within the way the economy stands right now, and 9-6 almost feels like the kind of expected best outcome for Panthers. But it really depends on this next buy as well, right, in terms of what Panthers show for themselves.
Sure.
For now, they're on just these pistols. Things are fairly bleak. They're going to look to see if they can get it on towards the A site. But I mean, I don't know, because it's buffering for me, so...
Oh, okay, no problem. UK internet at its finest. Thank you very much. Robin with 2 HP. And that means that JDC strikes with his pistol. Goes in close range duels. Heike tries and gets Robin. The Swede has no chance to survive, but there's a Smuya to strike. As he takes the AWP in his hands. And finds at least one as Teddercy against Free. No armor and 38 points of health. We'll bring him in a situation where he'll be just found by 2 players from the same angle. Sack will rotate and will find him without any problems. Headshot to Teddercy and a 7th there. And I will just ask, UK Internet, how are you doing?
Oh, we're good. It was just like 2 seconds, but it was like the most awkward timing. It was just as the peak was coming in.
Okay.
It was kind of like, you know,
I feel
quite
you.
a traumatic experience.
Like, what? A traumatic experience?
Am I like bringing like so many new words?
No, I know what it means. I was just confused. Like, traumatic? Is that the word you want to use here?
Yeah, it was traumatic. I was pumped to see the moment unfold, and then UK Internet steals it away. Shout out to... Actually, I probably shouldn't do that on this stream.
Excuse me? What? What? No, it's say.
I was going to flame an internet provider, but I feel like maybe that's a bad plan.
You can do whatever you
Flash
like.
comes out.
I'm okay.
In before it gets clipped, though, and then that's just awkward. Don't want to ruin ESLs. They were tweeting yesterday about all your little hype clips there. We saw you.
I don't know.
Looking nice and proud.
Thank you.
Tell you what, though, there's some Counter-Strike going on. I don't want to miss that by just talking random stuff about social media. So let's kind of recap what's happened so far. Some damage was done. Dude and Tedders dropped down to 53 and 60 HP respectively. Smuya then opens up with the first pick on towards JDC, and that leaves us where we stand now. Endpoint conceding their connector control, putting Smuya up on towards the A-Apps position. Or Palace, but then still. He'll be looking to see if he can find that frag on towards Mantu. Meanwhile, you see them kind of prod back around in towards connector, see if they can maybe be a little bit kind of cautious of the likes of
That was the same duel.
Is the right idea. However, they're not being given the jewels. Up! Dude gets a chance to like flick backwards and forwards, but still, Thomas will win it out. So good positions being held. The reason Smuya leaves connector is because of Thomas ultimately. It's that trust exercise from Endpoint.
You know, there's a simple thing you learn in biology. Some animals learn from their mistakes and don't repeat them. Dude does it twice though. Takes once more that certain approach against a player who stands in the window in the room near to short. Heike has no chance to survive as he's fully flashed, and Teddercy will try, but the Swede is out of chances, running their away with 20 HP and getting that $4,750 rifle saved up for the next one, because there's definitely no reason to lose it right here, but I think he will not keep it. He takes the aggression. That was weird. Why would you do that?
Let's just enjoy it. I don't know.
What is it?
Speak
to
all
me.
Good. Kills come in just like that. Endpoint. It is going to be 8-3. This is a very strong start from them now, and you have to remember as well that Panthers, their economy is in a pretty weak state.
Yes.
That this could suddenly become a much worse half for them now. No longer is the idea of a 9-6 possible, really. If they drop off this next buy, it will hand over that 9th to Endpoint, or 10th, sorry. And then even then, it can become so much more. Endpoint, they could try and run for the full 12-3 here. I think that's still a big ask.
Yeah.
But it's definitely on the table. Smoke's being set up on towards A, though. That is going to be the big point here.
It's true, and JDC will try Mantif gives Furs in. The Deagle is hot for him, and that allows them to plant. Additional money is now on the board. One of the two things checked for that round of Panthers. Means this thing even blows up. That would be more favorable. We see free kits, as Easys is the only one who tries Thomas. I think JDC first of all, and so they're trying to make that approach happen. Thomas with another. Tedderc has no chance to survive. Logically, the pistols are a big disadvantage in here. And Hi Kitty, they're all just falling apart one after another, and the fuse is coming in. It should work more than fine if there's nothing else happening, and it does. The kids make it work, and the utility do as well.
A little bit more damage being done, but ultimately it will be Smooya to finish things off with an explosive play. The EWP picking up 2 kills. As Endpoint will move on forward in this game, handling these pistols. Pretty much handling a lot of what Panthers throw at them overall. Once again, though, it will be the investment from Panthers now, spending almost every last drop into the round, and AWP being put on towards Tedders and 4 rifles everywhere else. They have the utility, and I find myself preaching the idea that they have to do something with it. They've been really lackluster with a lot of their play in previous rounds, but...
Oh,
nonetheless, ooh, the flash towards B, I like this. Mantu gonna get nice and aggressive, knows exactly where Sack is, but the whiffs are almost awkward. JDC does secure the tray, but they're still gonna roll one out to the site. Hi Kitty dropping the smoke and going straight for the plant.
That was not how you want to do it as Tedderc when the op looking in the wrong direction and leaving a tiny bit of your head out in the open. Robin used that chance so wisely, and now he isolates. Dude, as he is caught up in the flames, makes a move though. It will be JDC who will be found, so Black... The dude hidden in the shadows, and he goes for the knife. Does he really do that? Yes, he does! Robin has no chance to survive. It was a beautiful frag, but Snuya will do that with the kid anyway. Oh, that was a lovely jump. He tried to knife that, but it didn't work in the end.
I'm actually, like, basically crying inside when I realized that the stream desyncs.
Oh, no. Wait, where are you now?
We're live now.
5, 3,
click the little,
3, 2,
the little live
1.
button, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh,
You know
God.
that little frustrating button where sometimes it just decides not to be live anymore?
Why don't you put down the quality, though?
It's done now, yeah. We good.
I thought just, why don't you do that earlier? Just watch it in 144p.
We're watching it in 1080p, goodness. But the game decided to just, I don't know, just
Okay,
D6, man.
that's fine.
Don't ask me to explain things, I don't know. Tell you what, though, I can explain Robin getting a pick. Basically, he's just tapping heads right now. The guy's been putting in the work. In that previous retake, he was so clinical in the way that he opened up with the first double kill. Then getting the 3rd kill as well was just a cherry on top for him. And I think that's a driving force in Endpoint, especially in how they approached that B-site retake in the previous round. Here, they've been able to net themselves 2 early frags. Again, that is credit to the likes of Robin and Sack. Robin now going to be looking for more, and he's stuck in a corner now. He could get mollied out and be made almost redundant, but it feels like Panthers just aren't checking for him. They're using all the utility to push round on towards jungle and clear out the likes of stairs, but no one is looking at him. It's Hi Kitty's responsibility almost, but Robin still standing here as assurance for his team.
Yeah.
Now he begins to move on out. His team does all of the job, and Robin's still there. Endpoint 11-3, it's almost looking easy.
And this is what I mean right now. It is just basically those guys from Panthers not really so aware what they should do on this map. This is the problem. During round 10, it was always already seeable. Already we saw how this is not working out for them at 100%. And then at the end of the day, right now, the first half is going majorly in favor for Endpoint. 12-3 it will probably be. We'll find out though. And with a 12-3 scoreline, you can't mess up much. But JDC finds Thomas as he jumps up, throws that Molotov down into on pass, and Robin. He wants to find a 17-year-old, and he does. 4-4 now turns into a 4-3. As Robin, though, is still hot. This guy's good in this round.
Worn out. Looking to be done. Mid-control. All 4 Panthers, but that is about it. Endpoint. Going to be just sitting far back. Smooya going to start to contest into window, but has to be so careful just how close dude is sitting.
See.
1 minute now. Rolling on around. Panthers nice and slow. A looking like it will be the target.
The destination has been set right now, and only Robin can be the defender, but we know he's the kind of savior of the A side you would like to have, as he has the perfect positioning right now to pick up one. He does not, though. Teddersi picking him through a tiny bit of the brick, and that gives him the opportunity to plant that bomb safe. Not for short, because there could be Smooya with the AWP. But now they're coming over CT. There's one duel. He does not win, and that brings it only to T-Sac, as he has to fight 3 players from Panthers. And there he come, and there, no problem. 11-4. This is something you can work with, but we don't even need to argue that Endpoint has a major, major advantage for the next half.
Yeah, and if we see like Thomas or someone like that, or Robin again, step up in the pistol, Endpoint are going to be so far ahead that it's going to be an excruciatingly tough game for Panthers. But at the same time, I have a lot of faith in Panthers on their CT side, so I'm expecting them to actually try and make this one close. I guess it is going to be kind of a moment where we just have to wait and see. You know, at least you do have the upside for Panthers, which is on their T side. They found their 4 rounds not from the pistol. You know, they were able to actually link together some buys, which is always nice, because sometimes you see 11-4s and you're like, well, they got 3 rounds from the pistol, and that kind of sucks. Sure. So I definitely think we're going to see a little bit of might from Panthers. As the A side, of course, is going to be the target for Endpoint. Smooya going face first with the Glock. Smoke comes down towards the tip of Connector. The flash comes out towards CT, leaving him completely blind. Smooya going to push him around. A second follow-up flash towards jungle as well, leaving Endpoint in a very good spot, as the entire site is going to be theirs. Panthers now on the retake, coming in from CT will be Mantu. 3 players over on towards mid with an undecided High Kitty.
And as we're seeing right now, they're just getting ripped apart one after another. Dice here of Endpoint just free that are still alive, but Smooya's here with 1, Smooya's here with 2, and this is exactly the pistol action you expect from the Butterfield, as he gets another, the third, and he's hungry for the 4th. Mantu, come on, pick, but it does not work. As he now goes for that defuse, doesn't work, as he has to fake it out. Robin finds the final shot into the head of the Panthers player. It was looking brilliant, but suddenly a Smooya reacts.
The greatest thing I've ever heard is someone refer to Smooya as the Butterfield.
That's his last name, right?
Hands down. It is, but that is the greatest thing. I've never heard a caster do play-by-play on Smooya as the Butterfield getting the kills. Tell you what, though, I mean, we didn't talk about him kind of showing up in pistol round, because you never know what Smooya's going to do. Sometimes he just explodes, other times fairly quiet. But single-handedly putting in that double kill towards jungle shuts Panthers down, so great work coming in from the Butterfield. I'm going to keep that going now, you said it. Panthers left in that sour spot, having to force up, of course, with these deagles, and at least they have the UMP on High Kitty, but it's not pretty.
What I have to say, though, as we're right now in the round where Panthers are trying their best JDC with a double JDC with what? The final shot, okay, the first was good, the second was nice, but the third one onto Thomas was just nuts, as he's ripping another British head off. Smooya, though, gets High Kitty and hopes to find another over short, but he has to reload his AK first. His only 5 shots are not making his life easier, and John DeCastro, as he's making it possible, and I think John DeCastro is one of the most beautiful names to say as a caster. I mean, JDC.
It's a great last name.
Really, it is.
That's like a really, pronounced
top
last
notch
name.
Molotov, though, thrown just in the kitchen for no apparent reason. Smoke was still blocking it off. That 4 versus 2 seems to be very winnable for the Panthers right now.
Bear in mind, the advantage, sure, it's all weaponry for Endpoint, but in terms of just raw manpower, it's huge for Panthers, because they can just run at Endpoint and really try and force them down. Sack now left in a 1v2. Now, he'll go for the 1v1s, but even then, he picks up the AK, and the AK is going to be Mantu's weapon to push it forward. Panthers, the strategy doesn't work out, and they will be at a... Well, if it does work out, they'll be moving forward to their 5th. I can't speak today, apparently.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not even my native language. Don't even ask me, but... Getting to it, though...
When did Clash start today? Was it...
10:15. The thing is, though, right now I'm living in Prague, and I'm living with a mate of mine. I usually go to university with, and he was clubbing till 4. But we're living in the same room, so.
That sounds great for him.
Yeah, I told him about it. I told him, hey, I will start at 10:15 tomorrow, and he said, yeah, sure.
So I heard you're looking for a new roommate.
No. He's cool. He's really cool. Lovely roommate. Can recommend. 10 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Well. With that said, we are back into some Counter-Strike. It is going to be a little bit of casual chit-chat today, and that's what I like about the stream. We can kind of just enjoy it and do our thing, and even if we do sound like idiots sometimes, it'll be a laugh, hopefully, so there is that, as you apparently destroy a cup of water or whatever you were just doing.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, doesn't tier 2, tier 3 caster always sound like idiots? Isn't that the sense of...
Wow, now you just sounded like a cliche. You just basically read it at this point.
I
He's
try
taken it
to.
from being just casual chit-chat to basically just Reddit.
Yeah,
But
singular, I
I'm
would
gonna
say.
I'm gonna go back to the
Yes.
out of the way phrase as I try and transition out of this conversation and into some casting, which is the idea that Endpoint are searching for a chance with these pistols, some sort of opportunity that can open them up for a site take. However, that is again a real hard ask. These rifles just peeking out and starting to slip in a kill or two as he's gonna take down Robin. Smooya, nice position, but unaware that Dude was in CT. Has been spotted that MP9 as well. Where am I going to chew up these players? Zach pushing forward.
Oh no.
Used to that AK, but well, the MP9 struggling somewhat. Does a lot of damage to 2 players, but doesn't finish off a kill. Sack doing even more as he taps down there. There's Ikitty finally with a trade, but Mantu, surely not.
Oh, that is
Surely he should
brutal.
be able to push him this far. Smooya, nice.
So it's going to be down to only a single Brit to take home what is theirs. He finds the first. High Kitty has been taken down. Now the Deagle Monster, JDC, needs to find him in the final duel. He has no kit, and he finds it with just a ZZ. 13-5. That is so well secured. I mean, we have 12 bullets in the magazine, 12 as reserve, and you're still humiliating your opponent with just that tiny pink gun. That's how Endpoint is doing it. And what I don't 100%, you need to help me with this. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Is it ECs? What would you say?
I don't know. I'm just still stuck on the fact that you're disappointed over something that's tiny and pink. I mean, Zesh, are you okay, buddy? Do you need to talk about it?
So, was a pleasure to cast with Flakes. See you guys next time. No, but Panthers getting run over.
Sure, I like that from Thomas. Peeking
Oh.
out straight away. You weren't expecting that, but nice frag grenade. Wasn't expecting that either. Tedder's trying to see if he can sneak one in, but Thomas just tapping them away. Endpoint, their 14-5 scoreline should almost come easily at this point. As Mantu and Tedder's, I don't think they're really going to be committing to anything. We'll look for an exit frag or 2, but that'll be about it.
Yeah.
To answer your question, by the way, is
Yes,
F4 not
I see.
easy?
It's his last name. I was not 100% sure. But, he's just 17 years old. That makes it so interesting that the young British talent is coming in. And the young British talent, together with his team, are striking at 14-5. Panthers, who recently played at the Rockmasters EMEA qualifier back there in Krefeld 2 weeks ago, tried to do their best against the Vega Squadron, a team of a totally different caliber, and were just not able to perform at all. Lost a best of 3 just on 2 maps, which was kind of predictable. And now ESL 10 is our friend. Oh, this is English now. I just realized it was all in Spanish.
I have no idea what you're getting at, but
The game was the entire time the game was in Spanish.
was it?
Yes, it was. I enjoyed
I'm a
it.
simple man. I just look at the team names on the top. And underneath. We've got like nice little camera effects so now when the bomb gets planted.
That's
at least,
cool.
So production, they're up in their game, and that's awesome. Nice work, dude. Tapping away with his USP, but I mean, he's a one man, one dream, and there will be no real opportunity for him. It will be Panthers conceding their first map point. It's gonna kind of suck for them as they will have 10 opportunities now on the Endpoint side to close out this game. Something tells me this might be done.
I understand you're feeling very well, and dude also getting taken down. Mantu will try to at least grab anything. Silently down the ladder, and a headshot into the face of Smooya. Getting killed by his countryman, and another one to come in from Mantu. He's actually nuts with the frags so far. We've seen him performing so well throughout 20 rounds we have seen. Tries to avoid any kind of death, and take a look at him. 14-16. Those on the losing side together with JDC. Both are doing major work, while Dude and Teddersea are not really getting a grip. Because I have not really seen Teddersea playing the op yet.
I mean, for Panthers, their economy has kind of been a bit of a state the entire game because they just not have A, many rounds to play with, B, to just how many Endpoint got. And also, that second point, that point B is the fact that Endpoint have been winning all of their rounds pretty much. Like, there's been nothing for Panthers to work with at all. Not a single foothold. They finally get something up here, but to be able to afford naught would be almost hard graft. Sack as well, opening up with the early trade, makes it that 4 versus 4. Dude could well swing wide here, but what value does he get from it apart from potentially just falling away? So tries to survive from the bottom of the stairs. But that does give up Endpoint the site. Now he gets a second chance to peek, but no, the resmoke comes in. Endpoint, some very clinical counter-strike. A frag grenade at his feet as well. This is nicely done. The bomb gets planted. Panthers at a choke point of jungle and connector, and they just can't quite escape.
The ways they can do, and then even that friendly flash, it doesn't work at all. That is pretty much a predetermined victory for Endpoint if they're not messing this up massively. But then, there we go. Robin and Sack taken just 2 down. So Smooya needs to do his op work. Whiffs the first. He's nothing really in his scope, and he hits another. Not at all. So High Kitty Together with Dude, they gotta clean it up. He has the kid, he can do it. He just need to find some aggression, take both players down, but this seems to be it. It is. Ackles finds it. There comes the heroic music. That is just the first map going on board for those guys from Endpoint. The second one we'll see just in a bit, and I'm really excited because we're going to watch once more Overpass. So,
Think about that final round as well, is they had 3 win conditions. They had